We're going to be assembling the Savannah Sienna OC 3384 today. What we're going to have in the package, we're going to have the face frame, the two side panels, the back panel. The lower panels that you see laid on the table are all the shelf units that's going to go in the different locations on the side panels. These are the drawer heads, the drawer assembly box, and then the miscellaneous screws, pieces, and parts that we're going to have. First thing you're going to have to do is install every male and female clip on the Savannah Sienna. It doesn't come with those pre-installed, so we're going to start by assembling those and then show you kind of what we're doing with that before we're finished. Okay, so we just finished putting all of our male and female clips on the oven cabinet. Now we're going to start assembling the box. Now, as with some of the other cabinets, we're going to assemble the back of the box first, and then we're going to put the face on, so on and so forth. So what we need to do first, we took one of our sides here. We've already assembled one shelf. What we're going to do is take the back clip, we're going to put it with the male, making sure that we keep our dados lined up nice and true. That way that it will match up to the face frame of the oven cabinet, and that way the back will slide through this back track that we have a dado right here. Once we get all these assembled, we'll flip it over and we'll start on the other side. Now that we have the sides of that one, the cross members on that one installed, we're going to take our other side piece, lay it across the top, and line those up. Steve, you want to give me a hand? You want to start from one end, lining everything up. Work your way down. Okay. We do want to make sure that our shelves are aligned in the front, making sure the dados are nice, lined up across the front. This will just make a lot smoother installation of the face frame. Okay, next thing we're going to do is put the box onto the face frame. This is definitely a two-man operation. It's very heavy, very awkward. What I've done first, just a pointer, is that I've taken just my drawer box sides. You can use any kind of 3/4 material and kind of support the face frame unless you want to take the doors off. If you want to take the doors off, then you don't need that additional work. Okay, this just kind of evens out the face frame to the height of the doors, so that you can tap everything together really nicely. So what we need to do is pick this up. This is why it's a two-man job. You have to align the clips and hold it. At the same time, my assistant is going to hold his end up while I get everything lined up. Okay, so we just finished aligning up the sides, the shelves, putting in our set screws, making sure our clips and everything were nice and aligned. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and assemble our back. We're just going to mount it in the dado that will accept it. Now we're just going to go ahead and align those dados up and get that back started. hold it and I'll push this. Depending on how strong you've, or how tightly you mounted those clips, the back could be a little snug to get in place. Now that we have the back on, slid into place, we're going to take our black 1-inch screws. We're going to screw through the back into our shelves, securing everything together and keeping it nice and square. Next thing we have to do is we need to go ahead and mount our toe kick. So we've already got the clips on the back. I'm just going to line those up to the female clips that we already have on the cabinet. Pop those in. Mount our set screws. And now the toe kick is installed. Next we're going to be mounting the hardware for the drawer glides. These are the back braces. If you'll notice, they have 2 nipples on the back of the drawer glide. Those correspond with 2 holes drilled on the back of the cabinet. So all you have to do is basically set those in there, line them up. Then put in a couple set screws just so they don't move on you. And now you're ready to mount the glides. Now we're going to be mounting the side mount drawer glides. These are ball bearing glide. What we need to do first before we mount those into our cabinet is we need to take off the piece that mounts to actual drawer glide itself. To do that, you extend out the drawer glide all the way. You will see a black plastic lever inside. That is the disengage, and you'll be able to pull that out. This section here will actually be mounted inside the drawer or to the side of the drawer. This part will be mounted to the side of the cabinet. So you just take those out. And now these sections are ready to be mounted inside the cabinet. Now to mount the drawer glide, you basically need it to extend out towards the opening side. But you'll take the drawer glide, you line it up with the back brace, slide it in. Now what you want your drawer glide to do, you'll have to push it into that back brace a little more. You want your drawer glide to inset about a 1/16 inch inside that face frame. That gives you a good basis. That way your drawer glide is not seen when the drawer is open. Okay. The bottom glide you'll want to leave about a 1/4 inch from the bottom. Okay. Just leave the drawer glide up just a hair from the bottom, and then mount your set screw. And the cabinet glide is installed. I'll mount the other one real quick, keeping in mind that 1/4 inch spacing at the bottom. Now every cabinet is a little different. I achieved the 1/4 inch because of the way the bracket installs in the back. It is a little bit higher and off the bottom, so I just achieved that same distance out to the front. You'll really want to check that out on each individual cabinet because each one has a little bit different mounting bracket to check your spacing. And now your glides are installed. Next we're going to be assembling the drawer for the oven cabinet. It assembles like most of our other drawers. You're going to have 2 sides, a back, a bottom, and the face, all of which have a dado to receive the bottom of the cabinet. With any drawer, what you need to do is if you have any like fur, any kind of tooling marks that are left on the dovetails, you really need to clean those off because making the drawer glides go together, if there's any additional material that's kind of left in there, that will inhibit the drawer from going together nice and smoothly. So I have all that stuff cleaned out of the way, so I'm going to begin with putting the drawer box together, keeping the dado marks really lined up. insert the back. The back has a shiny side and a flat side. That's a finished side and a non-finished side. You'll want to make sure to put the finished side up so that your drawer looks really nice when complete. Make sure the potatoes are nice and lined up. They are. Now we'll go ahead and install the back. And the drawer is assembled. Now I went out to our shop and I went ahead and used some brad nails to go ahead and secure these dovetails together. Those brad nails will help those dovetails keep from coming apart. A lot of customers and a lot of people will put a little dab of glue in the dovetail. That just adds a little bit more security, but this will keep the drawer nice and tight for years and years to come. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and put the drawer tracks on. That way we can put it inside the cabinet, get everything lined up. Now the drawer track will have an ear on the front of it, kind of stuck up right here. Okay, that actually goes towards the front of the cabinet. What we want to do is set that towards the front of the cabinet. And the bottom of the drawer glide along here just needs to be nice and flush with the bottom of the drawer itself. We'll install 3 screws. You can use more if you prefer. 3 just seems to give a nice tight fit. And repeat that on the other side. The last thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing the drawer into the oven cabinet. The best way to do that is take the drawer, pull the drawer glides out from the cabinet, go ahead and line those up and push it back by hand, allowing the ball bearings to line up until it clicks. You hear a little click there. Then I come to the other side. I do the same thing by hand. Now that we got those drawer glides installed, push in once. Sometimes it goes in a little bit rough to begin with. Now when you pull it out, those ball bearings are all nice and lined and your drawer will work nice and smoothly. Now that we have the Savannah Sienna cabinet nice and complete, fits together well and it'll work well. Now if you want to convert this cabinet to a double oven cabinet, this is set up now for a single oven cabinet. For 24, 27, and 30-inch widths, you're going to have to trim the face frame and or add in additional material if the oven is really short or a little bit narrower installation-wise than a lot of ovens. So to convert this into a double oven cabinet, what you'll need to do is take out the drawer, the top drawer, okay? We'll go ahead and take that out. The best way now to do that is you will take out the center shelf, you'll cut the center stile, remove this, okay? This, under the drawer, has a second shelf. This is for the oven cabinet now to sit on, or the oven to actually sit on. So with that being said, if you need a little bit more material removed to accommodate the height of the oven, then you can remove it from this top stile. Or if you need to add a little bit, you can add a little bit more material to that. Same way with the width. If you need to add a little bit or cut a little bit out to accommodate a 30-inch oven, then your oven should come with schematics and or cutout sizes so you can go ahead and retrofit that for those materials.